Elkins presents The Elkins Accounting Hour with your host, Chad Elkins.
All right, you guys. If you wouldn't mind, would you let me know how the audio is? Because when I'm here on my own, I never know. So hopefully this is all right. One sec, I'm just checking, making sure something here. Yeah, so we had me, Clary, and RedHawk. We did a stream yesterday, and some of you all were here for it. It was about some of the recent really bad clients that RedHawk had at really just this week at his job at H&R Block. And yeah, they were pretty bad stories. And okay, the audio is good. Thanks, guys. And so what happened, and you guys who tuned in live kind of knew this, things got a little bit out of hand in particularly the first like 25 minutes because we got a little too descriptive about the clients themselves that we were telling the stories about. And that resulted in me sharing a bunch of memes that I probably shouldn't have been sharing because they are not only are they not YouTube friendly, they're just flat out they're pretty unpolitically correct, which I mean, I know we shouldn't really care that much about it, but it's like, yeah, I think maybe those were taken a little bit too far. So yeah, I feel like it was mostly my fault because I'm the one who was like sharing my screen with those memes. And yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like all my fault because I think there was a little bit too much detail about the clients that RedHawk was talking about. And then there was some jokes and everything. So what happened was right when the stream ended, like right when we stopped being live, Clary immediately said, he's like, Chad, you have to make that private. Like, you can't leave that up. And I was sort of thinking that at the time. I was like, is this really like something? Can we really do this? And somebody called it out in the comments earlier today under the videos. Like, he was kind of just like stone faced for a while. I think that was because he knew, like, yeah, you cannot show that stuff. And you have to remember, he's the expert. Like, I've only been doing this for a little over 2.5 years. And Clary, I think he's been doing it maybe even like 15 years. So I trust his judgment, and he was right. I just got carried away with those memes. And but the thing is, it's not just because of YouTube. Like, I just do this for fun. YouTube could have demonetized it or even taken the video down, and that wouldn't have affected me. Like, I just do this for beer money, essentially, and for fun. It's therapy. The real reason why I was like, I really got to take this down is because I have a business to run, and it's directly tied to my name and face. And these videos, I think they could have been construed as pretty offensive. Well, the memes, I mean, not the videos, the memes in the video. And so it's one thing if you're anonymous on here, you don't show your face, you have a fake name and everything. But if it's me, like, everybody can see that it's me, even if I'm not the one that's necessarily being offensive or whatever. I was like, yeah, I kind of have to protect my like name and face in that way. But what happened? So a lot of people were emailing me today, and because I had the link for the stream that we did yesterday on X, on Twitter, X, whatever, and people were clicking on the link and they were getting a dead video, like, because I had to privatize that. I had to take it off. But the thing was, there was so much value in that video because we talked about some really good things outside of the parts where we got carried away, which I'm going to be honest, they were really, really funny. Like, I wish I could have left that up, but I can't. But there was a lot of really good information in there. It was good stories, and we went through some really valuable things. And so I didn't want to just get rid of the entire stream. I wanted to just chop off the parts that we need to chop off. So So I did that like last night, and I'd never done this before. I learned how to edit a video, and I've only done live streams like this. I've never actually had to chop things up and everything. And I did that. So I did edit the video, and I wanted to make sure people knew that for those looking for that stream, it's no longer going to be in the live part of the channel like what this one's in. Go to the video tab, because that's the very first video I've done, one that wasn't technically live, although it was live. I just edited it and re-uploaded it today. So if you're looking for the tax rant of the week that we did last night about RedHawk's really bad client stories, go to the video tab, because that's where it is. And I edited it out, and so yeah, it's safe to keep up as long as. What's crazy is I only had to take out, it was a little under 5 minutes, so I wasn't that much, but if had I left those in, it was enough that yeah, that would have gotten me personally potentially in trouble with my business. I mean, who cares about YouTube? But if my livelihood with the business is at risk, I can't take that risk. So that's why I did it the way I did it. And I see some of you guys in the comments. Yeah, YouTube, like RedHawk ranting was pretty funny. That's why I wanted to leave it in there. It's just he got a little detail heavy in some stuff, so we had to chop some of that out. And yeah, some of you are like, I want the uncensored version. I really wish. I still have it. It's just, I mean, again, even if I put it behind some kind of like paywall, right? It's still going to be tied to my name. And I shouldn't have shared those memes. I got caught in the moment. You can't share memes like that. There's no beer tonight because I got to do work. And so I'm just hydrating up. But yeah, it's not really all bad news, because this is like a minor announcement in a way. I'm not going to say I really enjoyed editing last night, like editing the stream, chopping it up. It takes some patience. Like you have to go through the whole thing and know exactly when to lob it off, which parts. And I didn't do it perfectly. Like if you watch the first 20-25 minutes of the new version of the stream last night, which is again in the videos tab of the channel, you'll see that I didn't quite get it exactly right in terms of transitions. Like you'll see the parts where I was like right about to share the meme, and I just chopped it out before the meme showed. Hey, what's up, Parker? Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll show the unedited version of it, because it was pretty funny, and the ones that got to see it live, I don't know. If any of you are in the chat, you tell me. That was pretty funny, right? I offensive, but still kind of funny. And yeah, so that's what happened. But anyway, like I was saying, it gave me an idea, and I'm probably not going to be able to do this until after tax season. But I would like to know what do you guys think if I started doing, instead of live streams like this, which I'll still do. Like I like doing them with Clary, I like doing them with RedHawk, I even like doing them on my own, like I'm doing now. And I'll have other guests that are coming on probably during tax season just to rant a little bit. But I had this idea, now that I kind of know how to edit, what if I start doing videos that kind of walk you through tax prep itself? Like not stuff that you're going to do live, not stuff that I would do live, just I'll record them and chop different parts up. Like maybe something like how to do an S Corp return, or how to do like a partnership return, or even just like schedule, 1040s, individual returns, like Schedule C's and rental income on Schedule E. What if I start making videos, not just like instructional ones, but other videos that talk about the industry, and maybe I'll show graphs, things like that. So, I mean, when you do it live, I still do a lot of prep, but a lot of it's just kind of rambling like I'm doing now. I think it could be kind of neat and sleek to do videos. So what I would like, if and yeah, it looks like some of you guys are saying that might not be a terrible idea in the chat, but anybody who is watching the replay of this, leave some comments about what you think about me maybe after tax season doing videos. And if so, tell me what types of videos you think would be valuable? Yeah, like technical content, like Blue Moon Warrior. What if I started doing some of that? And again, this isn't just to like make money. I mean, yeah, we get super chats, but that's just beer money. Like I don't do this for a living the way Clary and some others do. So for me, this is just for fun. Um, but yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted everybody's opinions on. I'm kind of impressed so many of you are here. I thought it would just be a few people, but yeah, we got some regulars here. I mean, we got Andrew, we got other Andrew H, Jacob. See, I can do this when it's just me. Xenophone 2006. Who else we got? Okay, Lord, and yeah, thank you for the super chat. I'll read that kind of at the end. I appreciate it. No Clary, no Cappy tax today. These are all mine. Although again, I'm not doing this, for super chats. I just want to make sure people know they can find the edited version of the stream last night in the video tab. So go check that out. Who else we got? Let's see. Lots of people. Oh, Chase Roboto, what's up, man? Colin K. Good audio. Hey, James, what's going on? I've seen you. I don't know what time it is over across the pond. If it's almost 6 o'clock Central, it's got to be after midnight in England, right? Or maybe you're not in England. Hey, Torgo. Nick is Steve. What is up? Who else we got? Filipino working at CVS. Yeah, leaned too hard and fell out of the Overton window. That's the thing. When I was like showing these memes, I didn't stop to think, maybe it's not okay to do that, which kind of tells me I've probably been spending too much time on X because you can pretty much post anything there now. Yeah. Hey Bob, made your first mistake today and you're still mad at it. Well, tell us what mistake you made. I have a bit of limited time. The candidate and I, we have to go someplace after this. We're meeting friend for dinner. So this is supposed to be a quick one. She's going to kind of knock on the door when it's time to go. We're actually going to a place called World of Beer, which I'm super excited about because they have all kinds of beers. And I've already seen some of the drafts that I want to try. They have this Texas-based peanut butter and milk chocolate-based stout that I'm super excited about. We got Spambot Fodder. Who else? Grady Shy. Yeah, you want the uncut version. Tropical Viking. Parker, what's up, man? Let us know how tax season's going, Parker. Anybody else? We got My Truth, the King. I'll read your super chat in a second. Who else? A Blue Moon Warrior. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe moving into doing a little bit more technical content. The only thing is I get that those might be pretty boring videos. I understand that. A lot of people are just here for the, sort of the commentary about tax season and clients and things that piss me off and things like that. But yeah, now that I know how to edit, I'm actually debating doing some instructional videos, how to prepare an S-Corp return. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. What else? Who else we got in here? Ultra Not. Ever seen any engineers transition to accounting? Yes, I have. I know a couple of them in Chicago personally who did this. They got tired of engineering, so they started their own firms. Yeah, Parker, I'll do more technical stuff. Yeah, I think if you guys think that would be valuable, I think maybe I'll do that. See, I always thought that it was only really possible to live stream because I mean that's all really Clary does nowadays, and that's fine. Like he used to do a ton of videos that he would sort of produce, and I think he still does some. But yeah, I like the idea of sort of taking a little extra time and putting together videos. So I'm really happy to see that you guys are interested in that. Maybe again, I wouldn't be able to do it until May probably because there's just too much going on with tax season. And frankly, I spent way too much time like editing videos today. I really should have been doing my work because I have a pile of work to do, but I got so into like editing and I wanted to salvage what I could out of that stream. So yeah, go check it out. Black Jen, what's up? You'd be interested. Well, cool. Maybe I'll do some more of those. Well, I haven't done any yet, but we shall see. I'm just checking out the Diadect. I've seen you on here. First tax season, they give you a 1040 with 5 high activity pass-throughs and 2 partnerships. Yeah, but that's how the money gets made when you're a tax preparer in tax season. I mean, I don't particularly like doing very complex returns, but that's what we get paid to do. That's where your value added is. Otherwise, people can just use TurboTax, Yeah, maybe I will gain a few new followers if I do instructional. Hey, Rob Blauser, what's up, man? The GF and I, the candidate, we're going out in downtown Fort Worth just for a little bit because I got work to do. So yeah, homeschool time. I emailed you because you wanted to know what went wrong last night, so I decided to let you know. Mr. Inominate, if I say that right, doing a video on basic tax practice and how the tax cycle works to be informative. Okay, this is really helpful. And the reason I'm clicking on these is because when I get to a time when I want to do some videos, I'll remember this little stream I did because some of your ideas are pretty good. Hey, Governor, what's up, man? How you doing? Clary just ended a live stream and YouTube auto-directed you here. Perfect. Yeah. So, Governor, I was on with Clary and RedHawk last night, and I shared some memes during the live stream, which not only could have gotten me suspended from YouTube, but would have really hurt my actual business or could have. So that's why I learned how to edit the video. And I'm just sort of relaying this to people so they can find the actual video that I did edit, which is on the video tab. So and that stream was top tier. Yeah. So right after we finished, Claire, so when you finish, you end the stream, right? And it takes like 3 or 4 seconds. The very first thing Clary did was he goes, Chad, you have to take that down. You have to privatize that. You cannot leave that up. And he was right. I probably shouldn't have done that. But it was sort of like they gave way too much detail about RedHawk's clients as well. So they were teetering over the line too. Wasn't all my fault. Hey, King Crab, what's up, man? I really should send you an update. Tax season is fun. Well, I'm glad to hear it's fun. I wouldn't characterize I'm not having fun, although last night was kind of fun. But yeah, that's good that you're enjoying it. Yeah, Crab, I've talked about it. We went a little bit haywire with some of the stuff, and I'm the idiot that was sharing my screen on things you really shouldn't be sharing your screen for. So yeah, that happens. Yeah, I'm glad I edited it out because basically after Clary said, I think you should privatize that, I didn't do it immediately. I wanted to go back and review it myself. And even the candidate was basically like, yo, screw it. It wasn't that bad. But I mean, after I did go back and watch it while I was doing work, like, I was trying to be productive. I was like, yeah, I can see how I screwed that one up there. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but that's my read on the situation. So you guys tell me if you think that was, for those who saw it live, let me know if you think I was being paranoid, because I think it was probably smart for me to edit that. What else we got? Any chance you can do a Q&A? You know what? Sure. If you guys, hey, leave me a super chat or two if you really want to question Red right now. And as long as I have time, I think we have to leave in about 10 minutes. So I'll see what you guys have down here. You know what? Let me see. No, Nick and Steve, I do other things. I don't just hibernate. There's other stuff going on, a lot of consultations. When you start your own firm, you'll see what I mean. And you are absolutely right. They could never make blazing saddles today, which is really a shame. I mean, I understand that. I just think people are losing they've lost their senses of humor. Like, not everything is meant to be outraged about. And yeah, they could never, ever, ever make blazing saddles today. It just wouldn't work. Well, let me get to the super chats, and if, just in case I have to leave any minute now, although I think I have a little bit more time. Okay, Lord, for $5. My first year at H&R Block, I'm already doing hard clients. Did a few Schedule Cs, and now next week I may have to do an S corporation that's way above my skill level. This is exactly what you want to have happen. This is how you gain the necessary skills to start your own tax practice, or at the very least, leave H&R Block and work for another tax practice that's going to pay you more and let you work on much harder returns. Because you guys, that's where the money is the corporate returns, the S corps. Individual returns are fine. There's complications with them, Schedule C, Schedule E's, but I mean, you make the real money in the corporate returns. I hate to say it, but it's true. Wish I had a beer. Let's see what else. You've never seen Blazing Saddles? You know what? I wish Clary was here, so we could. Where was that comment? Chad is greater than Clary. You know what? Clary is much more successful at being a YouTuber and he does these great courses. I do recommend, the world's greatest accounting career, and I'll link it below this one. I'll probably have to do it later tonight, but Clary really knows what he's doing, in this area, and he's really helped me out a lot with it. So, I appreciate that you guys like the content, because he was the one that convinced me that people would actually be interested in talking about taxes and accounting on YouTube, because I never thought that was possible. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nick is Steve. You got ghosted again. Yeah. Just keep at it, man. There's still a couple more months left of tax season. Also, you're constrained by something that's not your fault. Hey, what's up, All Pro Lemonton Z? I'm just explaining to everybody why I had to edit this stream last night that we did. My Truth, the King. Leave it on X under the most vague descriptor. Yeah, that's yeah. You know what God, it's a shame that my face is in that. I could even go to RedHawk, because he's anonymous, and I was thinking he could post it, but it's like I'm the one whose face is on it, and I'm the one who shared the memes. So you know how it is. Everybody's looking to get offended and cancel everybody. So yeah, Clary's right. My Truth, the King, again for $5. This is why accountants have the nice guy stereotype. Hashtag speak facts, facts over feelings. And yes, those videos you speak of would be fire. Chad with the FU money. Yeah, My Truth, I so wish I could have left those up last night, because it was just the stories that RedHawk were sharing about that particular client, and then Clary chiming in about a particular type of tax season meme. It was pretty freaking funny. And then I was sharing a few memes related to that meme. And so, yeah. But yeah, those that saw it live got a treat. Hey, that tells that you guys should try tuning in live, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm going to try to avoid having this happen again. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Crab, I guess I don't really blame you. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be showing my face, but I don't know. I don't feel like my streams with Clary are doing anything that could harm my business. If anything, it gets me opportunities in the business. But yeah, Clary does go on. He talks about how he can't stand Democrats a lot, but I don't know. I never say anything. For me, a client is a client, and whatever. Let me see what else we got here. We do have more super chats from My Truth, the King. We are aspiring accountants. Boring is our gravy. Yeah, this is why I can't believe I'm streaming and there's 55 of you here. Like, because it's accounting is pretty boring. So if you guys really think doing some maybe technical and instructional videos would be interesting, and it sounds like some of you think it would be, I'll give it a shot. So like I said, if those that are just gonna see this on the replay, leave me ideas about what types of videos would be good. It doesn't have to just be walkthroughs of technical things. I mean stuff that might be better in a more prepared, more curated video, instead of me just coming on here like I'm doing now and just talking, because I'm interested. Yeah, thanks, Governor. I appreciate that. Hey, we're going close to where the one time I met you back last March. We're going right around the corner from there. So you ought to come up to Fort Worth again. It's fun. Yeah, Crab, I'm going to do it outside of the season. I just don't have time to do it now. So we're not going to do that. Let's see what else we got. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Hey, Naughty DJ Aftershock for $2. Chad loves these awfuls financial statements very much. Does anybody want to guess what the awful acronym stands for? Before I tell you, I'm gonna let you guys guess. You can. It's actually pretty funny. I feel like it came out during COVID, and as a hint, I think it came out around the same time as sort of the how the Karen meme exploded in popularity. So, so yeah, see what else we got. I think that may be everything. I'll just see if there's any more interesting questions or comments. I didn't want to make this one too long because I don't know. I'm just rambling. I don't have a lot of prepared remarks. See what else we got. Colin K wants to know, could you cover internal auditing in the future? I've noticed many require IT and accounting skills, which seems like an interesting niche. The only thing I can tell you about internal auditing is that, and I've talked about this, I think, maybe on Clary's channel, between the first and second year of my MBA program, I actually did an internship where I did internal auditing. It was at a bank. I didn't find it that interesting. It was just the material just felt really, really dry to me. I mean, it's more like checking boxes instead of just, putting on your tax thinking cap and, getting creative and doing work. But that said, some people really like it, and it's kind of a stable field to get into. For the record, I did sleep with my boss that particular summer, but I did that because I knew I never wanted to be in internal auditing and I never wanted to work for that bank. So I'll just leave it at that. I didn't really care, but my career services at my MBA program got wind of it, and I got a little hate for doing that. So let me see. Let me see if any of you guessed what awful. No, it's not that. Xenophobe. Oh, yeah, Torgo got it. I'm not going to read it just because I don't know. I think I've done enough damage to this channel. But yes, that is exactly what awful means. It's sort of the stereotypical Karen meme that came out so much during COVID. Because, man, I remember they were all over the place in Chicago. I went for the first month or two that it was March, right? Kind of when COVID blew up in 2020, I think. So I remember a few weeks after basically everything shut down, I was jogging outside, right? Because you can't go to gyms anymore. They shut down the gyms. So it was cold, but I'd be outside and there were people that were taking up the sidewalk, right? I couldn't go around them all that well. Like I had to go near them to get past them. They would be walking outside with face masks, which is just idiotic. I mean, I can sort of understand needing to wear one when you're indoors, but outdoors, maybe they didn't know that at the time. But like, I remember I ran past. This happened more than once. I would run past people blocking the sidewalk, and they would yell at me for getting that close. But the thing is, they had boxed me in. I had nowhere to go except right by them, and it was Karens. 100% of the time, it was Karens that fit the awful stereotype. But that kind of sums up the north side of Chicago in a nutshell, and why there's so many issues up there. There's a lot of issues there. Look at our mayor. But yeah, the awfuls make it truly awful. Let me having trouble keeping up with your comments here, so let me see. Oh, Andrew H for $1.99. What's life like outside of tax season? Well, I guess I would say, so we get through April 15th, right? I usually take a couple weeks off. I just don't do anything. Now, this past tax season, when it ended, I had that back surgery a week later, so that kind of messed with that. But normally I just take a couple weeks off. I just kind of chill out, like recover with sleep and everything, get back into exercising as much as I would like to. And then in May, it's a lot of consultations, either from current clients that are like, hey, help me, walk me through this. A lot of, I'm niched with psychotherapists in Chicago. So, my name gets around. And so they're like, hey, I'm starting my own practice. Can you please, you please walk me through what I need to do? Form an LLC, start a business bank account. They don't know anything about business expenses or quarterly estimated tax payments. And then I tell some of them about S corporations because, once they're successful enough, you need to convert it to that status. So it's really like May and June are kind of, just consultations. And, I still file extensions for people. And the ones that don't leave it till the last minute, I'll do some returns in May and June. It's pretty light. I try not to do anything in July because that's when I usually like to go on vacation with the candidate. Like we went to Hawaii last summer because I got a little rental home there with my brother-in-law and my sister. That's a whole thing. But so yeah, July, and that's when my birthday is in mid-July. So July, I truly try not to do anything. But once we get to August, things start to pick up again for extenders, particularly S Corp and partnership extenders, since their returns are due September 15th. So it actually starts to get pretty busy in August, and then very busy in September, and then into mid-October for the individual return extenders. So basically, yeah, it's pretty light in May, June, July, pretty busy August, September, October. November and December are typically not too heavy, but you do want to, I do get a lot of consultations I need to do lots of times with current clients, because when you're getting towards the end of the year, you need to do more tax planning. So yeah, I like to do that in November and December. So, I mean, it's not a very stringent schedule once you get past April 15th, although the fall months can get pretty busy. But yeah, I sort of like the balance. It keeps me working hard, around this time of the year. And the other thing I want to stress, because a lot of guys are starting their own firms, I don't want to do bookkeeping. Like I always knew that I just don't enjoy it. But if you're just starting out and you don't have a ton of tax clients yet, assuming you want to do tax, a lot of guys are doing bookkeeping and tax. So when you're doing bookkeeping, that's kind of a full year type of work. You do have to do bookkeeping throughout the year. So that's what a lot of people do, bookkeeping and tax. I feel like I managed to build up enough tax clients that I don't need to shift into other areas. I do a lot of consultations, as you hear me say, but that's just part of my tax practice. You see what other comments. DJ Aftershock, $2. I feel bad for the dopes married to awfuls. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of sad because, a lot of my clients, I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in any trouble, but like the demographic of the north side of Chicago has a number of folks in this, what we're talking about right now. And unfortunately, their husbands are just sort of like henpecked, and it's really depressing. They're just like the yes dear types, and they're physically out of shape, and you can tell that they don't like their wives, and their wives probably don't respect them very much. But you know what? That's just how it goes. That's the life that I don't know. I'm not going to say they chose that life, but that's the life they have. When you're married to an awful, it probably sucks. I'm glad I'm never going to know what it's like to be married to an awful. At least I better not, knock on wood. But yeah, you should feel bad for the guys that are married to awfuls, because it's pretty awful. No pun intended. Oh, hey, Steak. I like the name. Let's see. Nathan Zerline. Good to see you. Hey, Justified. What's going on? Should you master your current role or your job, or move up, even though it's a stretch? That's a bit of a loaded question, because it sort of depends on the job, as well as what your goals are. Like, what's your ultimate career goal? Do you want to start your own firm? Do you want to stay in corporate? Do you want to get your CPA? Because if you want to get your CPA, it helps to have experience in more difficult areas. Let's see what else we got. I won't read that out loud, but yeah, I see that. Probably the worst part about the awfuls is like, it's not just a personality thing. It's a looks thing. Like, so many of them are terrible to look at. So it's not just how they are and the stuff that comes out of their mouth. They're unpleasant. Torgo, Would Cuddle Wilkins be an example of a nawful, non-affluent white female liberal? See, here's the thing about Cuddle Wilkins. She would fit that description, and she didn't have any money, but Daddy had money. So it didn't matter that she didn't have money. Daddy did. And so that was always a thorn in my side. It was like anytime there was some kind of conflict, she would just go straight to Daddy, and it would be conflict about us. And so he basically would step in totally inappropriately, and I better stop. That's all I'm going to say about that. Senior accountant before doing tax prep just for more pay. Yeah, you should try to be a senior if you can move up to it. Spam. Oh no, were you married to an awful? Oh, I hate to hear that. Hers not so much. Yeah, that's very common. There's clients I've had that got divorced. They were married. I did their returns over the years. They get divorced. I do their returns separately, so I know to compare. I know everything. And yes, what happened to you is actually fairly. It's not uncommon. I'm not trying to make a gender stereotype here, but I do see that basically a lot. Let me see. I think that's probably it. Let's see. It's 6:06. I guess she is not ready to leave. I'll tell you what. I got a few more minutes. If I see any other interesting super chats or questions, I'll read them. For now, I'm just trying to monitor the chat. I haven't done a solo type of stream in so long, so I forgot how you really have to talk while also monitoring the chat. I guess this is why Clary doesn't look at his chat very much, because when I'm working, I try to go in there during the day when he's live and try to troll as much as I can, because he's usually having some problem, and I get a bit concerned, and so I like to sort of concern troll that way. London is brimming with Karens. I gotta say, James, I'm gonna not get too political, but I kind of feel bad for you guys over there. I feel like you're getting a raw deal in so many aspects politically. And I don't know. I question some of the decisions that the UK government makes, and I'll just leave it at that. Maybe I'm just misinformed, but things seem like a real mess over in London and the UK in general. Yeah, that sounds good, Parker. Just let me know. Justified ask Chad, how dare you categorize people based off your own experiences? Yeah. I mean, you try not to generalize and stereotype, but you guys, if I've ever said anything that is true, it's this. Karens are all over the north side of Chicago. I mean, they kind of own the place. Our last mayor was a Karen, Beetlejuice Karen. Now we have somebody who's dumber. I never thought I would ever miss Beetlejuice. This guy sucks even more. He's so bad, you guys. If you don't know why, just Google mayor of Chicago. I'm not going to say his name. He's worse. Yeah, DJ, they are SSRI fueled. I know that because I see their medical expenses. When you see people's medical expenses, because there's tax implications potentially, you see prescriptions. Luis M, can a solo CPA in your position make $200K a year? It would be, yes, you just have to work really hard. I think you can do it, but by the time you're getting into a position where you could make that much money, it means you have a lot of volume, most likely, and you probably may need to hire some help. However, if you're doing bookkeeping and tax and you're really going after it all year, yeah, you can do 200K. I thought you meant just in tax, but if you do both, I think you can do that. Let me see what else. Yeah, DJ, yeah. They have crazy eyes. You guys know the crazy eyes. I don't mean the thousand cocks stare. I didn't know how else to say that. And there goes the monetization, as Jack Napier says. But yeah, you got to watch out for the crazy eyes, because that will come out. It's pretty. You might not be able to tell at first, but yeah, it's apparent. If it's very intense, very deep, you can tell. This is a tax stream, so I shouldn't be talking about that. Let me see what else we got here. Actual justice warriors always going off about Chicago politics. Yeah, the mayor. I'm not going to talk about our mayor, but you guys, this person is such. I mean, I won't use his name. I'll talk about him. just just Google it. Look at the policies that he is putting on there. I could not believe he got elected. I still can't believe he got elected. I got like there was another candidate. So this was 2 years ago when they had this election. Um, oh, it's time to. Yeah, I heard the knock. So I heard you. All right. I'm going to. You'll need to edit that out. No, I'll leave it up. I don't care. This can stay up. What I'd said was nothing near as offensive as what I said, as what was happening last night. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This was kind of fun. I forgot how much I miss doing these solo streams. Like I said, please give me ideas for videos and not live streams. I mean, actual videos that I will take the time to produce, cut and edit and curate. We talked about technical aspects, maybe some tax prep, but give me ideas in the comments so I can come back here probably like 2 or 3 months. Maybe I'll start doing them. So guys, we should hang out when? Soon.